Yeah. Good morning. Welcome to the Texas High School Coaches Association and UIL webinar, our monthly event. Excited to have Coach West with me today, along with Dr. Elza and Coach Polk. We've got a few items to update you on, and appreciate you guys jumping on and joining us. We know this is a busy time. This month and next month are crazy for coaches and athletic directors and everybody involved in this. So, taking time to join us today, and hopefully we're able to give you information that will help you moving forward to the end of the school year, into the summer, and joining us at coaching school in San Antonio, July 18th through the 20th. So just a few updates. We had our March board meeting. We held that in April because of COVID, trying to socially distance. We did not hold our board meeting in our office. We actually held it at the Courtyard Marriott and Convention Center in New Braunfels, and had a great meeting. We were able to do it in person, just like we were able to do our December board meeting, which we did in January because of COVID. Both of those have been in person. We've only had one other in-person meeting outside of our board meeting, and that was our IDEA committee, which we'll talk about here in just a minute. But had a great meeting with our board. It was in person, spent 2 days in New Braunfels. Our board was Adibus certified and Adibus trained before we started our board meeting. We've talked about representation of our name for the last couple of years, and trying to reach out and do things for all coaches in the state of Texas. And we've talked about being inclusive. We've talked about being diverse, and all that has come to fruition really for us because our next at large board member is a female, Amanda Wolf, who's softball coach at Smithson Valley High School. And we're excited to announce that. We're excited for Amanda to join us. And after 91 years of existence as an association, that was about time to have a female. And we look forward to having some females inducted into our Hall of Honor in the near future. And we're excited about having Amanda Wolf join us as a board member starting at coaching school as our first female at large board member. The other thing that we did at our board meeting was we celebrated the scholarships, our 12 scholarships to coaches' kids. And those are $2,000 scholarships. 10 of those are $2,000. One of those is a $2,500 scholarship in the name of Coach Eddie Joseph. And then we have the Fisher Woodchick scholarship that's $2,005. So all those were delivered, accepted, and we celebrated those, and you'll see pictures of those in Texas Coach Magazine coming in the near future. We've got one more magazine that's going to be produced in May, and that will be all the things that you need to know about coaching schools. So look forward to extending that. The second in-person meeting we had was our IDEA committee, which is our inclusion diversity committee that we brought into San Marcos, and there was 9 of us that met for 2 days. Had some great dialogue, spent a lot of time talking about where we are as an association, where we are as a country, what we can do as an association for coaches moving forward in our society today to try to help with the social unrest and the social and racial injustice. And a lot of ideas came to the forefront. We have some very well-respected people on that committee that deal with us quite a bit that are non-coaches that have come in to help us. Dr. Joshua Childs at the University of Texas and Kendall Miller co-chaired this committee. We have Stephen Mackey. We have a police officer from Arlington. We have a number of different people that helped us. We have coaches and athletic directors on this committee as well. But we dealt with how can we help coaches have conversations with their kids, and what can we provide and what can we do. And so we came up with, and you'll hear more about this as we move into coaching schools, but it's not really a curriculum, but it's a dialogue. It's tools to put in your toolbox as a coach to be able to have those conversations. And it goes along with the 4 L's, listen, learn, love, and lead. And we're going to have education in all 4 of those areas, and be able to provide you with some things to talk to your kids about, your staff about, your community about in that regard. So we can't wait to help make a difference with this, and we look forward to rolling this information out at coaching school. The last thing I have before turning it over to Coach West is a legislative update. We've been fighting now committee substitute or CSHB 547 homeschool bill. This is the 5th session that the homeschool bill has been in effect. And we thought we had it beat back. We thought that score was 8-5. They changed the language in it to make it way more submissive, and that's the reason it's a committee substitute. They kind of folded and said, we'll leave this up to local school control. And so they voted that out in a very unprecedented meeting last Friday, where they suspended all rules. They voted on 58 bills, this being one of them, and that it passed out of the House Public Ed Committee. And so we are going to continue to fight this as it goes to the Senate. It will come out of the Senate, then it'll get into calendars, and then it'll go to the House floor if it ever comes out of calendar. So more to come with that. We appreciate those of you that have been helping with this. Obviously, we didn't get enough votes with the committee, but we appreciate your efforts in trying to make a difference and change the opinion of some of those legislators. We'll have more information out there. Along those same lines, it seems like we're always in Austin, we're fighting all the time, and we're never for anything. And prior to this bill being voted out on Friday, on Thursday, we sent our membership information on how to thank our legislature for supporting public schools and public school finance. And hopefully you sent that to your representative. If not, please do so. That will help us in our battle as we move forward in the session. The Senate has a very shallow window. They're not going to pass out very many bills coming out of the Senate. And so they've been very selective. The House is, as I mentioned, they passed 58 bills out on Friday that was in a non-public meeting that was not televised or recorded. So there's a big difference in the philosophy in both of those. The transgender bill that we've been hearing about quite a bit, we don't feel like it's going anywhere, that we think it's going to be stagnant in the House, that there's not enough to come out of that. There's not enough legs on that bill to come out. One of the things that is being heard today is House Bill 1468. It's a virtual education bill by Keith Bell. And a lot of people think this is a voucher bill. It smells like, seems like, looks like, sounds like a voucher bill. But this bill is probably the best virtual bill out there because it requires students to be in that zone or that ISD district to be able to attend virtually. As we went into the session, we were all concerned about the shortfall for public ed funds. And there really isn't a shortfall. There's so much federal funds that schools should be okay. So I'm just passing that along to coaches so what to hear, what to believe from a budget standpoint, but there should be quite a bit of money from a federal standpoint. And that is good news. We were concerned that we were going to be battling that. And we were concerned we were going to be battling redistricting. And neither one of those are happening right at the moment. So we're almost inside 30 days of this session. As we get to May 8th through the 10th, those are critical days for us about what can come out of the Senate, what can come out of the House, what has time to get to the floor as it maneuvers through calendars. So those are big days for us, the 8th, 10th, and the 15th. And we'll keep you updated in May regarding where we are from a legislative update and what's happening from our perspective. But that's the legislative update for right now. And obviously that can change in a heartbeat. So Coach West, you want to talk about coaching school?
Yeah, so two things real quick that we want to talk about. One is our POI meetings just ended up today with our last one in each region. And the reason for the POI meeting is that you guys are the power of influence. And that's why you people on this call today are probably influencers in your school. And we're doing that so we can get that information to you, we can slow it down, you can ask questions, and then get it back to your school campuses. If we have another POI meeting, it probably will have to do with what's going on at the Capitol. So be looking for that. If all of a sudden you see that we're having one in the next week or two, need to get on it, because it's probably something that's very, very important for us to do that. So just give you that information. The other thing is, with coaching school in San Antonio, starting on the Saturday the 17th with our Hall of Honor banquet, we are definitely on. We're on for 100%. We're going to be able to have it in person. Excited about it. So make plans now to be available. As far as registration, you need to go ahead and get moving on that as well. Hotels are available. We're expecting great speakers. A couple of things that we're doing differently than we've done in the past. We're actually going to have demonstrations on the floor in the exhibit hall. So we'll have a football demonstration area. We'll have a volleyball demonstration area, and so with basketball as well. So that's something we haven't done before. Remember, in all areas, every sport, we will have at least 12 lectures in each sport. So it's worth coming to coaching school for whatever sport you're coaching. You're going to be able to get fed and be able to get better. And so that's the reason for coaching school, on top of the networking that we have there as well. Great speakers. Be looking for that as it comes out. As we get more speakers that we get on contract, at that time, we will send that out to you and let you know who's coming. I'll just tell you this, it's going to be really good. So look forward to seeing you in San Antonio this summer in July. Coach, that's all I have.
One thing about coaching school, something that we're doing differently is at coaching school in years past, we've always been able to have a transfer. If you paid for a coach to come to coaching school and that coach has left your staff, you were always able to come the day of coaching school, go into the office or go into registration and change that and transfer Coach A to Coach B, because Coach A left and went to school brand X over there. This year, you're not going to be able to do that. If you know that you've got someone that by July the 1st or before July the 1st you've paid for, but yet they left your school and you're wanting to replace them, let us know in our office. You don't even have to have the replacement name, but if Coach A is leaving and that slot is still open at coaching school and you're trying to hire somebody, call us and tell us we're leaving slot A open, and we're going to add somebody to that. But let us know prior to July the 1st. That's going to be a biggie for us, and something different, something that will be laid out in our May magazine so you understand how to do that. Way different from what we've done in the past, and just wanted to make sure you were aware of that. As we go into May, and we are, and Dr. Elza and Coach Polk are in the middle of, I think, 7 state championships in the next 8 weeks or something like that. This is a busy part of the school year, and we appreciate what you guys are doing. We're celebrating the spring championships because we didn't get to do that a year ago, and it's exciting to see, wrestling last week and golf and track in the near future here, and then softball and baseball. We're excited to see those kids be able to complete a season and crown a champion in those sports, and really appreciate what Dr. Elza's staff has done in preparation to get us there, what you have done as a coach to get us there, and all the things that you've had to do just to get to this point. So we celebrate that. We celebrate you guys where you are, and I know you can't wait till school to be out so you can relax a little bit, and we totally understand that. So with that being said, I want to kick it over to Dr. Elza and Coach Polk and let y'all run with it.
Hello, everybody. Been a little bit under the weather here lately, and so excuse me, I'm going to probably be coughing quite a bit, and Polk's going to pick up all the stuff that I don't get exactly right. Thank you to Joe and Glenn for continuing to allow us to come on here and have this platform to speak to our coaches. We don't care if it's thousands or if it's just hundreds. We don't care. We love this time with you, and want to be able to serve you in every way possible. As Joe said, we just came off of wrestling, and wrestling was probably our most controversial sport all year long because we reduced qualifiers. And at the last minute, we were able to add back one of the qualifiers. I just want to reassure everybody, all the changes that we went through this year with reductions in qualifiers and changes to formats and all that stuff, it was due to this pandemic. It's nothing that we plan to have any sort of permanent change to unless you ask for it as a coach. I know there's some debate on, some of our formats and that people like them actually better. No regional tournaments, finals only for state. But you've also got that same other side that says, yeah, hey, we prefer to have regional tournaments and we prefer to have full state championships. So for next year, if you go look at our calendar, everything is showing to be exactly back to normal. And y'all can see our health climate in this state is completely improved, and it's only going to get better. So just, again, we've said it all along, you got to lead with that hope and not that fear, and don't feel like UIL is trying to take something away from you. They're not. It was a tough year, we had to make some tough decisions, and we're nearing the end. Great job to AJ Martinez, Crystal Victorino, Brian Polk, Dylan Bankston, and Jessica Walker for completing that tournament at wrestling. And specifically to Sci-Fair, to the Berry Center, and all the coaches and volunteers that we have to make those state championships. It's a heartfelt thank you, and to the coaches that completed these seasons. It was a major milestone for all of us, and we move on to the next one. And the next one is track. It's going to a 3-day format. Brian can pick up any crumbs on this one that I miss. With the first day, May 6th being 3A, 4A, May 7th being 2A, 5A, and May 8th being 1A and 6A. We think that format's going to be good and productive, and we're going to crown champions. We've had a lot of kids that qualified. Our regional meets are not without sort of controversy. I know that Brian has had to battle through that, and these past few days, we've got those kids qualified. It's time to crown champions in that sport. On the heels of that is golf. Joe mentioned that. It's 2 weeks in a row, the Monday and Tuesday of the 10th and the 11th, and the 17th and 18th. We start with the girls, finish with the boys. It's a good feeling, guys. We didn't get to do any of these last year. And tennis, for those of y'all that may be on tennis coaches on here, we do not have our sites up for the May 20th, 21st state championship for tennis because the contract has not been signed. But I can tell you emphatically this will be in San Antonio, and it will be over 3 sites, and the conferences will be divided up. Hopefully we'll have that out. Kids are still qualifying for that. By Thursday, we'll have all of our qualifiers, and hopefully we'll have that information up. We apologize for the delay. Contracts are not easy at the University of Texas. And then finally, we sent out an email today. Softball, baseball, obviously, it's district certification next Tuesday for baseball and this Tuesday for softball. As always, we've got a conflict between state track and state testing. Okay. The only grace that we could really find to give in that, because TEA is not going to give any grace on those tests, is to let you have until Monday if you're playing a 3-game series in softball and baseball. First round for baseball, and it's the second round for softball. If you're playing a series, one of those games has to be played before midnight on Saturday, and you can play 2 games on Monday if you so choose. If those games get rained out on Monday, it'll go back to the Saturday result. And if you only get 2 games in and you can't get the 3rd one in due to weather, you're going to have to flip a coin. It's very specific. It's on our webpage if you want to read that. We hope that helps y'all. For those of y'all that have forgotten, if you're a district champion, you get to pick between 1 game or a best of 3. You do not get to pick the site. So district champions get to make that choice, and you negotiate the rest. The day of the week that you're going to play, the site, etc., the time. So it's that time. It's pretty exciting. I'm going to kick it over to Polk, but I do want to say one thing. It's pretty exciting that, he said 91 years of existence for THSCA. It's a legendary organization for what it's done, not only for coaches, but primarily for kids. And 91 years of existence, and they've added a female to their board. And I don't know holistically how people believe in that state, but I think about the state of that. I really don't know. I know that there was a lot of applause for Amanda Wolf-Schramm getting to be that person on that board and contribute to the Coaches Association. Guys, it's a sign of the times. Joe and Glenn came in They had some great visions. I know that they visited with a lot of those visions with us as they made some change in THSCA. And the one thing that I know is that it holistically benefits the profession. And when we make the profession better, we benefit kids. And I just want to applaud them and applaud Amanda for that role. It's a historical time for their organization, and we're proud to be able to serve and be a part of it. I'm going to kick it over to Brian.
Yeah, I just have a couple of things. You hit on most everything. Just to reiterate about state track next week, just make sure if you've got kids going, we've got that state qualifier packet up on our website, and read every single word in that packet, because as y'all know, this is a different year. We've got many different things that we're having to do, working with UT and the protocols that they have and any limitations that they have. We had to make sure that we're abiding by all of those. So how coaches are going to be allowed in, the amount of credentials that coaches get, our packet pickup is really going to be off-site and not right there at the track like it's been for the last 100 years. So make sure you read through that packet all the way through. And if you have any questions, holler at us. We think every question that you have is going to be answered in there. But we're here to answer any questions you may have. And it's certainly going to be a time to celebrate. Like Dr. Elza said, we weren't able to have track last year or any of these seasons that we're getting finished up right now. And it's not going to be perfect. We've got some limitations that we still have to abide by. But we have our kids and they're going to get crowned. And that's a positive thing. And that's what we need to make sure we keep our at the front of everything. So just to add a few things that people are asking as well. We said this last month, our strength conditioning protocols, we have that all posted on our website as well. It's a little bit different than the normal piece. But as far as when you can start, it's back to the normal time. When your school is out, you can immediately start your summer strength conditioning programs. It's 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. You get 2 hours a day for strength conditioning, and you get 90 minutes a day for sport specific skill, with no more than 60 minutes of that being in one given sport. So that's what we had last summer when we were able to start that deal, and we're carrying that over for this summer. And again, all of those regulations are in our summer strength conditioning packet that we have online. Summer, camps, sport specific camps are back to normal at the discretion of school districts. So whatever you were doing back in 2019, we're able to do them again. Remember, we changed that to where you can have 2 sport-specific camps per sport during the summer. But again, any regulations or protocols that you may have would be up to your district. And, other than that, I think we have covered everything today. So don't want to belabor anything, but we certainly appreciate having the opportunity to be here.
Coach Pope, Dr. Elza, thank y'all for joining us. Hopefully we've enlightened everybody that's on this call. It's good to see you guys. Look forward to seeing you guys in person. Thank y'all for what y'all do, and good luck to coaches that are on this call today. And thanks for joining us. If we can help, don't hesitate to call us. So you guys have a great day. Thanks a bunch.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.